Here we go then, ready for the DD2 pre-final here at the Rotax International Open. You just heard from him, Sean Slavin is on pole position, Philippos Kalesis alongside. On row 2, Adam Glier and Matthias de Tige. Row 3, Konstantin Scholl and Harold Garkaklis. Row 4, Luca Kamali and Andreas Batman. Row 5 to complete the top 10, Barry Pullinger and Kevin Ludi. And then just outside the top 10, you just heard from Tamsin Germain, who was the best placed Masters qualifier. She starts 11th, right behind her though, and very close to her pace this weekend, Cristiano Magado starting 13th, who's the current Grand Finals champion, a multiple world champion, and he's won it for the last 3 years running, but he wants to get there, and to do that he's going to have to try and win the Masters class. So the pre-final will be held over 10 laps. This will give us the grid for the final this afternoon, and they've done their 2 formation laps. Sean Slavin had a pretty quick couple of out laps. He won this race last year. He's been a front runner in the British Championships in seniors in recent years, and he's bunched them all up now. One or two slightly messy starts in the heats yesterday from DD2, and they're really being backed up here. They're almost stopped as they come through turn 10. Just wait for the last couple to catch up, but he really did hang it along through the first 1.5 formation lap. So there you can see they're all crawling. To the left of your screens on RGMMC TV is Sean Slavin. To the right, Philippos Kalesis and Kalesis, and they're all spread out. They're going to be sent round again here, I think quite possibly, but they're really spread out over the start line. The outside row are a long way back. Well, it looks like they might have possibly let it go. We'll wait and see, but they go through turn 1, into turn 2, down to the hairpin. Now at turn 4, Sean Slavin was a country mile ahead, and the news coming through is that no, that's not going to be a start. I would have been surprised if it had been. That was a little bit messy. They were very quick, as I say, through the first lap and a half. Really spread them out, and then almost had to stop to wait for everybody to catch up. And then, as you saw on the screen there, the inside row was about 15-20 metres ahead of the outside row as they got to the start line. So they'll have another go at that. In fact, that's the first it's the first full start that we've had this weekend. The first full start of the whole weekend. The full grid up there on the screen. If you want to just look through the rest of the runners there on the social media stream. Drizzy41 says good luck to Harolds and Martins, the Latvian drivers. Keep your messages coming in. Harold Garkaklis in this one, having a good weekend so far. The third row of the grid. Now you can see the full 34 grid entry. So the Masters, the 9 of them, for the over 32s there, have an M next to their name. Tamsin Germain 11th, Cristiano Magado 13th, and then Martin Pearce, the reigning Euro Challenge champion, is third best qualifier. He's 19th. And then you've got Christoph Adams, former world champion and European champion, and Javier Campo is the best Masters qualifier on Friday, just behind. Trying to catch up Germain and Magado. Definitely had the edge in terms of pace this weekend, although Martin Pearce probably would have been up there with them on the grid had he not had trouble in one of his heats yesterday. So they are bunched up once again here. It's going to be a 10-lap pre-final, and will it be a straight start this time? Looks a little bit neater. The yellow line there is the acceleration line. They can't really floor it till they get there. It's a cleaner start. They're a bit more bunched up, and Sean Slavin is going to go through and get the lead of the race by the looks of things, with Adam Glier making a good start from the second row of the grid as well. Kalesis is probably going to drop back a place or two, I think, as a result of being on the outside line. Everybody through turn 1, everybody through turns 2 and 3, so no contacts so far. Nothing dramatic, but again, that then means something happens at turn 4. So there are a couple off. 2 carts tangled up at the hairpin at turn 4. At the head of the field, though, Sean Slavin leading them round as the race leader. Kalesis, I think, has got himself back already into second place here, so he's quickly pounced and got himself back up the order. Adam Glier in third position. Harold Garkaklis has made a good start as well. He's in that lead group of 5, so he keeps on pushing. Yellow flags waving on the exit to turn 5 as well. But I think most of the carts now back up and running. And at the head of the pack, the race leaders are about to come through into turn 10 to complete the first lap of the race. And the top 5 are huddled together as they accelerate out onto the start-finish line. So here they come. Across the line they go. And down into second place now has gone Slavin. So Sean Slavin behind Philippos Kalesis. Kalesis leading him into turn 2. But Slavin goes back alongside and back through into the lead of the race. So Philippos Kalesis did well to get himself into the lead there from his outside starting position. but now he's relinquished that with Sean Slavin going back through. Adam Gleer, Matthias Detij and Harold Garkaklis in that lead group as well. Garkaklis has gone fourth. He's about to go third at turn 5. Great move from the Latvian at the inside at turn 5 to get ahead of Adam Gleer. Gleer down to fourth. Detij is now back into 5th place, and he's coming under attack from you-know-who. Andreas Batman, who of course dominated qualifying. Well, he didn't dominate. He got pole position by a fraction, but he dominated the first 2 heats yesterday. And then his kart wouldn't start for the 3rd heat when he was on pole. That's why he hasn't been at the front of the grid. He's 8th on the grid, but he did win 2 heats yesterday, and he's already onto the tail of that lead group, running at the moment in 6th place. Also in the lead group in 7th is Kevin Ludi, making a good start to the race here and gaining quite a few positions. Cristiano Magado leading the Masters category. Martin Pearce 2nd in the Masters. Tamsin Germain has dropped back quite a long way down the pack. There's a change of lead once again. Kalesis down the inside of Slavin at turn 2. So Kalesis gets the lead back. Harold Garkaklis about to come under fire from Adam Gleer on the way into the hairpin. Adam Gleer down the inside. He goes through to 3rd place. Garkaklis will come under fire from Matthias Detij as well. Detij trying to get him the pack, and Garkaklis then fighting back down the inside of turn 5 and getting back into 3rd place. Gleer 4th, 5th position for Detij. Batman 6th, Kevin Ludi on the tail of that group in 7th place. Oh, a little bit of bumping and boring in that battle for 3rd place here, but they just about survived. But one of them has dropped back. I think it's Detij who got delayed in all of that and has dropped a place or 2. So a real fight going on here for 3rd position. Adam Gleer looks like he's got his nose to the head of that quartet now, and Kevin Ludi has followed him through, I think, into 4th place. So they're all got a bit mixed up in that group, running in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th positions. Over the line goes our new race leader, Philippos Kalesis. Sean Slavin is a couple of tenths of a second behind him. Andres Batman has gone through to 3rd place now. 4th is Adam Gleer, so it's Batman getting through, not Gleer. Gleer is 4th. Follow me, says Andres Batman. Just behind is Kevin Ludi. Just behind him is Harold Garkaklis, and Garkaklis going for a fine move on the inside at turn 4 into the hairpin to gain a place. Meanwhile, Sean Slavin is back onto the case of the race leader, Philippos Kalesis. 3rd is Batman, pulling away from Kevin Ludi now. In 4th place. 5th place, Garkaklis. 5th place, Gleer. Garkaklis in that group as well. Detij is 7th. Henrique Batista is 8th. Konstantin Scholl is 9th. And Barry Pullinger is in 10th. Cristiano Magado leads the Masters in 12th place. Martin Pearce is 15th. And Tamsin Germain obviously got pushed right down the order at the start of the race. She's down in 30th place now. So a disastrous start to the race for her. Javier Campo, the Spanish driver, is 3rd in the category. So it's going the way of Cristiano Magado at the moment. Didn't see what happened to Tamsin, but I suggest probably on the first lap she got shuffled right down the pack. She's got to try and catch them all up again now. A disappointing start to the day for her. 6 laps to go. Our race leader, Philippos Kalesis, makes his way through turn 2. 2nd place is Sean Slavin. Andreas Batman is quicker than both of them in 3rd place. He's nearly 0.3 of a second quicker. Kalesis is a bit slow coming out of the hairpin, and at that part of the course, that is where Sean Slavin is much quicker. In the warm-up this morning, we saw that Kalesis was losing a few tenths through the first sector of the lap. He was very quick in the middle sector and the final sector, though. So Sean Slavin's best opportunity may come somewhere down at turns 4 and 5. Slavin definitely quicker out of that turn 4 hairpin than the race leader. He's got to be careful, though, and get on with this, because Andres Batman is absolutely reeling them in, having got through to 3rd place. In the white overalls, Kevin Ludi 4th, the Swiss driver. Harold Garkaklis 5th now. Adam Gleer 6th. Baptista 7th. Detij down to 8th. Pullinger 9th. Luca Kamali 10th. Cristiano Magado in 11th place. About 5 places clear of Martin Pearce, who's 2nd in the Masters category. Through they go with 5 laps to go now. Sean Slavin not really closing up under braking on Philippos Kalesis. On that lap, the race leaders did 63 zeros, and Andres Batman did a 62.8. So he was getting 2 tenths quicker on that lap. And very soon he's going to be with them, isn't he? We've got one driver that's retired in the middle of the field. Christoph Adams is out of the race. Ronald Binnings is out of the race. And I think Philipp Sewer is the one, I'm afraid, the former Swiss champion, that's just pulled off the circuit and walking away from his kart. So 3 drivers out of the race so far. And we've now got 3 of them together in DD2 at the head of the pack, because joining the party is Andreas Batman. He's with them now with 4 laps to go after this one. He's got plenty of time to work his way through. It's going to be a big battle here for pole position for the final between these 3 drivers. And don't rule out Harold Garkaklis. On this lap, he's got ahead of Kevin Ludi and into 4th place. And if the top three fight and Harold gets his head down, he could catch them as well. Through the right-hander at turn 1 they go, flat out down towards turn 2. With Slavin having just squeezed ahead at the end of that lap to get ahead of Kalesis. Batman third. Plenty of time for it all to change once again. They're grouped together down at the hairpin, and Andres Batman fires one up the inside of Kalesis to go second. So Kalesis suddenly down to third place within the space of half a lap. Slavin just starting to get away from them. Batman goes on the exit to turn 5 in second place. Trying to hang back onto him now is Kalesis, the Greek driver. Garkaklis from Latvia in fourth. Fifth place is still Kevin Ludi. Right with him is Adam Glier. That bright pink flash on his helmet. Matthias de Tige is back ahead of Enrico Battista now into 7th place. And Cristiano Magado, the reigning world champion, has come up into the top 10 for the first time in the race. A couple of drivers have tangled in the midfield down at turn 6. So those drivers losing a lot of time. They get going again, but almost at the back of the field now. Through goes Slavin. Batman is how far behind? 0.4 of a second behind with 3 laps to go. Closes that gap right down though into turn 2. Kalesis is doing his very best to hang on to the tail of the Swede, and they're going to join very shortly. Race leader Kevin Ludi has just lost a place through turn 4 to Adam Glier. So Adam Glier with a good move at the hairpin to go into 5th place now. Kevin Ludi demoted to 6th. Matthias de Tige trying to come after them as well. He's in 7th place, but he's going very quickly at the moment, and he's a couple of tenths quicker on their previous lap than the group he's trying to catch. He's looking further down the order. We've still got Magado leading the Masters. Pierce second in the group. Kawazi is third in the group now. And who got delayed? Cristobal Garcia Ramos, I think, was one of the drivers that got delayed with that coming together down at turn 6. He's dropped near the back of the pack. With 2 laps to go once they cross the line. And any one of these 3 drivers could still win this one. Slavin still with his nose in front. Batman, though, he's right with him as they go through turn 1. Batman's moves yesterday, because he didn't always lead the races he won, and his moves tended to be coming at turn 6. That's where he looked really dangerous yesterday. Can he do something there again? Slavin a bit wide coming out of the hairpin exit at turn 4. Garkaklis and Glier are really battling away for 4th place as well. Matthias de Tige is at the back of that group of 4 now, battling for 3rd place. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th together. Up into 8th place, Barry Pullinger has now moved. So Barry Pullinger making progress up to 8th place in the 3rd group of karts. Slavin continues to lead into turn 7, but Batman now coming back at him. And those 2 running together here. So as Batman squeezed through, no, not yet. Slavin, Batman and Kalesis still the top 3 here. Still glued together. And now with a lap to go at the end of this one, and the next group of karts won't be too far behind them either, because they're on a very quick pace here in this race. And now Batman goes for it on the way into turn 1. Kalesis follows him through, and Slavin goes from 1st to 3rd. There's going to be a change for 4th as well, I think, down at turn 2, as Adam Glier has a go at Harold's Garkaklis, and Glier goes through. Glier back ahead of Garkaklis. The top 3 go into turn 4. Batman leading the way. Kalesis second. Sean Slavin is going to come back at him though. Kalesis makes a mistake. Runs deep into the corner. And Sean Slavin will go back to 2nd position now. Adam Glier coming after them in 4th place. Garkaklis 5th. Ludi 6th. De Tige running in 7th place. Down to turn 6. Andres Batman looks like he's going to get pole position remarkably from the 4th row of the grid. Sean Slavin 2nd. Looking over his shoulder at Philippos Kalesis in 3rd place. Adam Glier is going to be right with them at the end of this race. Just a couple of corners to go, but Adam Glier is absolutely flying after the 2 ahead. The 3 of them will be together. The penultimate corner they go through. Slavin still 2nd. Kalesis down the inside of him. Bit of contact, and Glier follows him through. Down to 4th place for Sean Slavin. 1 corner to go. Andreas Batman wins the race. 2nd is Kalesis. 3rd is Glier. And down to 4th place after that move was Sean Slavin. I don't think he would have minded too much if Kalesis had gone through and he'd have been 3rd. But when Adam Glier popped through as well, that really did mess him up. So down to 4th place in the end for Sean Slavin. He'll have to start on the outside of row 2. And further back there were changes as well. While all that was happening, Matthias de Tige got through to 5th. Harold Garkaklis came through in 6th place. And Kevin Ludi slipped back a little bit to 7th place. Barry Pullinger 8th. Konstantin Scholl 9th. Jan Vuncic 10th. Cristiano Magado lost a few places late on, but 13th place, more than good enough to win the Masters division there. Martin Pierce was back in 18th. Tomokazu Kawase doing well, the Japanese driver. Third in class. Tamsin Germain flew back through the order late on, but she could only get herself back to 24th and 4th in class. So Masters pole sitter effectively will be Cristiano Magado in 13th, and Tamsin Germain finds herself back in 24th place. She needs a cracking start in the final to get back on terms with him. So from the 4th row of the grid, Andreas Batman wins the race for Strawberry by nearly 1.3 seconds. Philippos Kalesis for VPDR with that late move, 2 turns from the end to get second place. Adam Clear with a really, really quick final lap of the race, charged after the lot of them and got through to 3rd. By the way, Aaron Sherlock set the fastest lap of the race with a 62.4. Down in 15th place he finished, but he got the fastest lap. So there's the top 4. Matthias de Tige 5th, Harold Skarkaklis 6th, Kevin Ludi 7th, Barry Pullinger 8th, Konstantin Scholl 9th, Jan Wunczek 10th, Luca Kamali 11th, Enrique Baptista 12th, Magada the Masters winner in 13th, Gerard Sebrian 14th, Aaron Sherlock 15th, Gino Teng, who's been a former Swiss champion in 2011, he won the Swiss title, down in 16th place, Sanad Al-Rahawi 17th, Martin Pearce, the second best master, coming home then in 18th place. 19th was Soriol Dalmo, having a disappointing race there. Bearing in mind he was on the podium in the grand finals last year. Steve Ball 20th, Tom Pitlick 21st, Marco Gotler comes home in 22nd place. Marco Gotler from Herb in Germany. Had a good season domestically, second in the SHKC Championship this year. And then we had Tomokazu Kawase all the way from Japan for Unique Racing, 3rd best master. Tamsin Germain recovering somewhat to 4th after losing time early on. Geza Fodor 25th, Pedro Pezo 26th, Jamie Billings 27th, Thomas Schumacher 28th, Javier Campo 29th, Martins Lapans 30th, Cristobal Garcia Ramos 31st, Philippe Siwa, who's been a top 3 finisher in the Swiss Championships the last few years, he was 32nd, having retired. Ronald Binnings retired early on, and Christoph Adams was out of the race right at the very beginning and failed to finish, so he started dead last on the grid for the final later on. But on pole position for the final, like he was for all the heats yesterday, Andreas Batman with a great drive through there from 8th position to win DD2. So a break from live action on the track now. We've got 3 races still to come, of course, today, and they will be the big ones, the finals. We look forward to them here at Zuera.